This is looking down to the west from where I'm at. That peak right over there is the top of the horseshoe, top of the shoe that is visible from Sanpete Valley. But this whole big basin, it's a glacial cirque, is hidden from a lot of Sanpete Valley. You can kind of see it a little bit though. And I'm up here on the eastern, close to the eastern summit. The top is right up there. And right here I'm at just over 11,000 feet. And so we're close to tree line. Tree line on the Wasatch Plateau is what's the right word? It's kind of variable, and there's not one definitive tree line. This is a good view to the south across the Wasatch Plateau. You can really see why they call it the plateau. Down there is kind of the top of Ephraim Canyon, and then south looking towards probably like Manti Canyon and maybe even down to 12 Mile Canyon. We're looking down into the San Rafael Desert way out there in the distance, and these are just my fingers going everywhere, but these are some of the peaks dropping down into Emery County on the east side of the plateau. I think that one might be North Horn Mountain right there, but I may be wrong. Anyways, I'm getting a little bit distracted because I'm supposed to be talking about these trees. So this is Engelmann Spruce, and as you can see, well, these dead snags right here are probably a little bit taller than me, probably 6 or 7 feet high at most, and they're all dead. This one's living, but the top of it is kind of having a hard time, especially right there on the stem. There's lots of dead material. Most of the living branches are down below, and this is about, right here's about my waist height. So this is probably about 3 feet or so off the ground. And I bet these trees are struggling because of high winds and probably exposure to cold during the winter. My guess would be that the snow line during most winters is probably right about here on this tree. So the upper part is being hit by wind, and therefore it can't really survive. And up here above 11,000 feet, all of these dead snags have died, probably because of the same things, cold and wind and just harsh conditions. So yeah, this is a good example of kind of what living on the limits, the upper limits of tree growth is like. Nice high elevation Engelmann spruce, really short, pretty tightly bunched needles, square, to tell if something in the pine family, Pinaceae, is a spruce. Let me see if I can get this to focus. There we go. To tell if it's a spruce, you take one needle and roll it in your fingers. Spruce needles are square, so I can feel those kind of squarish edges. The needles are borne singly. They're not in fascicles. And as you can see here, where each of those needles, where each of the needles meets the stem, there's like this kind of little protrusion from the branch. There's flies around here. Anyways, it's I don't know what that is. So yeah, you can see that right there. These little knobs coming off the branch where the needles attach, and they're not fascicled like a pine would be. And they have square edges rather than a fir, and firs would have flat, more flat, just two-sided needles. Anyways, Engelmann spruce are great, and this is going to keep going blurry on me, but are great high elevation conifer up here. And there's a few more along the ridgeline as we go down a little bit lower. You know, of course, there's some kind of mature trees down here that are hanging on, but still kind of lots of dead. I don't know, these could be from a combination of beetle kill and maybe growing at a high elevation. It's kind of a harsh site up here. Anyways, that's our nice little Engelmann spruce stand here at about 11,040 feet on the rim of the Wasatch Plateau.